What's up guys, my name is Afiq and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe as we go through this pandemic. It is no surprise that SUV are more popular than ever. They replaces the family car whether you live in the city or in the rural area. With the popularity of the SUV, another car segment in Malaysia has fallen out of love, and this is the MPV segment, or better known as the multi-purpose vehicle. Which is really a shame because MPV in general are still better at carrying people, offer better cargo space and relatively cheaper to buy compared to a similarly equipped SUV. Unfortunately, the MPV doesn't offer the one thing most SUV drivers desire, which is the tough styling and ride height. As such, most manufacturer has risen to this demand by offering MPV with a more crossover look. Today we will be looking at the first impression and drive of the Mitsubishi Xpander, one of these MPV that has adopted this crossover SUV styling. The Mitsubishi Xpander competes in a compact MPV category with cars such as the Honda BR-V, Toyota Rush as well as the Perodua Arus. So does the Mitsubishi Xpander has what it takes to challenge the popularity of the SUV? Without further ado, this is ABB Automotive. For most of us here in Malaysia, the Mitsubishi Xpander is considered an all-new car. But if you look at our neighbors Brunei and Thailand, they have already had the Xpander for a couple of years. In fact, the Xpander that we got here in Malaysia is actually the facelifted model. Also, comparing to other variants on those market, we here in Malaysia will only be getting one trim level, which is considered the high spec. The Mitsubishi Xpander is also a CKD model, which is built here in Malaysia. Starting off with the mechanics, so the Mitsubishi Xpander is powered by a 1.5-liter MyVec multi-port injection 4-cylinder petrol engine. So this engine produces 105 horsepower as well as 141 Newton meters of torque. So power is sent to the front wheels via a 4-speed automatic transmission. The Mitsubishi Xpander has an acclaimed fuel consumption figure of around 22.9 km per liter. In terms of suspension, the front is equipped with a MacPherson's strut design while the back is the traditional torsion beam. The exterior of the Xpander exhibits Mitsubishi's latest design language. Up front, there is the dynamic shield face, which we first saw on the Mitsubishi Triton. For the facelift Mitsubishi Xpander, the one that we're getting, there is a new twin chrome grille design in the center that houses the 3-diamond Mitsubishi badge. These two chrome strips will then at the end attach to an LED positioning light. Unfortunately, this is not the LED daytime running light. Underneath that positioning light is the main low beam. So for the main low and high beam on the Xpander is actually LED, which is quite impressive. Not only that, the headlights are also automated in operation. Your daytime running light comes in a form of halogen bulb, which is located towards the bottom part of the front end. This daytime running light also doubles as a fog light at night. Other notable design cue includes a lower plastic skid plate, as well as a prominent chrome strip that runs from the base of the positioning light all the way towards the bottom of the front end. Overall, the dynamic shield face exhibit on the Xpander is definitely more prominent compared to its bigger Triton sibling. Moving to the side profile of the car, the Mitsubishi Xpander has an overall length of 4,475 mm, while the wheelbase stands at 2,775 mm. The Mitsubishi Xpander features 16-inch alloy wheels wrapped in 205/55 tires. Overall, the car has a rather aerodynamic silhouette. The side mirror features LED indicator as well as power automatic folding. The car has fairly large window with a floating D-pillar design. Other notable design cues include chrome door handles and a chrome strip that runs the lower length of the window. The Mitsubishi Xpander has a ground clearance of around 255 mm. There is also a rather small flare on the lower side sill. Overall, the Mitsubishi Xpander has a crossover-like styling which you either hate or love. Towards the back of the Mitsubishi Xpander, the similar dynamic shield design is also brought to the back. Towards the side, there is a stylized tail lamp that features LED reverse lamp as well as LED light bar when the light is switched on. On top of that, the third brake light is also LED. Unfortunately, the brake lamp and the signal indicator are still incandescent bulb. Towards the top of the car, there is a shark fin antenna, while the lower part of the bumper features a single fog lamp. The rear tailgate is fairly large with a low loading sill, making for ease of loading and unloading. There is a wiper located on the glass and the exhaust is hidden within the bumper. Moving on from the exterior to the interior of the car, at a glance the dashboard does look rather neat and well designed. The material used here are of high-grade plastic. There is a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system in the center which supports Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. That 9-inch screen also features a 360-degree camera where you can change the angle via a button located next to the driver. Underneath that 9-inch screen, there is a traditional looking air vent with a large 3-knob controller stacked right below it. There are also 2 USB charger and storage at the bottom of the dashboard. Speaking of utility, the passenger side features a shelf as well as a large glove box. On top of that, you also have a underseat multi-purpose storage where you can put items like your shoes or things that you want to hide away. Towards the center, there is also a very large storage with a roller type shutter, a 2-cup holder as well as a fairly large traditional handbrake. Towards the driver's side, there is a multi-function leather-wrapped steering wheel with a tilt and telescopic function as well as cruise control. Other notable features on the Mitsubishi Xpander includes keyless entry, push-start button, an inboard dash cam, a diamond-quilted leather-wrapped upholstery on all 3 rows, as well as automatic wipers. In terms of cargo space, the Mitsubishi Xpander offers up to 781 liters of cargo space when the third row of seat is folded. If you do need more space, the second row does fold down to produce 1,630 liters of boot space, which is best in class. Besides that, there is also an underfloor storage where you can store wet item in a fairly controlled manner.
So I'm in the back of the Mitsubishi Xpander right now. So this seat is pushed all the way to the back. I have a lot of headroom and also leg room. Okay, I'm 165 centimeters of height. You do have a center armrest over here. Okay, you do have a center armrest over here. And then above me, there is an aircon vent. So the aircon vent, you can adjust the temperature for aircon vents. And then besides that, the floor is also almost completely flat. So even if you sit in the middle row, you have a place to put your feet. Okay, you have a place to put your feet. Besides that, behind the front seats, you do have dual map pockets on the left and on the right side. And then towards the side of the door, you do have a bottle holder as well as some space to put your stuff at the side there. So overall, the space back here is really good. There's no issue to sit 3 people across as well because the car is wide.
Seats in the third row are also accommodating. A regular sized adult will have good amount of legroom as well as headroom plus adjustable headrest. For more room, the second row can be slide forward independently. In terms of safety feature, the Mitsubishi Xpander is equipped with dual front airbag, stability control, traction control, isofix child seat on the 2 outer second row seats, hill start assist as well as brake assist.
Okay guys, so I'm driving the new Mitsubishi Xpander for a while now. First impression is rather positive. I like how compliant the suspension is. It's not as bumpy as you think despite the taller ride height. Going over bump, it absorbs the bumpiness with a sophisticated manner lah. The 1.5 litre engine up front, it doesn't produce a lot of power, but then this is a family car, so why would you want to risk your family driving at high speed, right? So this is a family car. So for the 1.5 litre, it is paired to a 4-speed automatic. Power wise is sufficient in town. It's enough to get you from point A to point B safely. You don't feel underpowered like you might think it is. Yeah. So talking about the steering wheel in the Xpander, it is rather nice steering wheel to use. Of course, being EPS, it is lightweight, so it's very easy for you to maneuver around town. And then the turning radius is also quite good. It is at 5.2 mm turning radius. So getting this car into parking situation will not be an issue. On top of that, you also have a 360-degree camera, which help you to get into tight parking spaces. And then the 360-degree camera also, you have the option to choose which camera to focus on. So for example, if you're entering a parking lot and then you notice the right side of the car is very near to the wall or very near to the parking barrier, you have the option to select the right side camera only to focus on to see whether you are inside the parking space or not. So that part is a plus for me. Speaking of noise insulation, it is actually quite good inside here considering the price point of the car. You have to remember the Mitsubishi Xpander is less than 100,000 ringgit. So for a car that's less than 100,000 ringgit, it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like something that's more than 100,000 ringgit. The interior also, you have this very nice quilted diamond leatherette seat. So it does give a premium ambiance. And then the car is actually quite wide. The car is wider than most of its competitors. And then you can feel it in the inside. Even at the back, you can sit 3 people right next to each other with no issue. You won't be fighting for shoulder room. Another thing that I like, that the side mirror on this car is actually quite large. It's almost, if you think about it, the size is almost like SUV or pickup truck size. So it does give you a very wide view of your blind spot on the side of the car, which is quite good. And then the window inside this car also is actually quite large. So your kids sitting at the back, you won't have an issue looking out, okay, because the belt line is quite low, and then the roof line is also quite high. The roof line is actually quite high that I have a lot of headspace on top of my head. Yeah, so this is it gives a very airy vibe, a very spacious vibe. The headliner is also finished in a bright color. It's not dark, so yeah, it adds further to that spacious, airy overall feeling.
In terms of pricing, here in Sarawak, the Mitsubishi Xpander CKD will cost you 96,365 ringgit and 88 cents on the road with the 10% SST. The Xpander also features a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty. Colors that are available on the Mitsubishi Xpander are quartz white, diamond black, titanium grey, as well as red metallic.
Okay guys, so I just finished test driving the new Mitsubishi Xpander. If you're ever in Miri or in Sarawak in general and you're interested to look at the new Mitsubishi Xpander or any Mitsubishi for that matter, you can contact my friend here, Mr. Nixon. So I will put his phone number and his Facebook page at the description below. So yeah, if anything, you can find him.
Thank you.
On that note, we have come to the end of this video. If you like watching this video, do give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the little bell so you'll be notified whenever I post something new. I would like to say thank you for watching, stay safe and have a nice day.